Hey everyone, and welcome back to Bridging the Gap. My name is Alvin, and lead right on most issues, and I'll be representing the Republican side.
Hey, I'm Luke. I lean left on most issues, and I'll be representing the Democratic side. Now, in this video, we are going to be, uh, first off, we're going to be starting a series where we rank each and every one of the United States presidents. Um, and to start, we have George Washington.
Yeah, so every video in the series will be looking at a singular president, rating their entire presidency, only their presidency, not their past or their future after their presidency. And then we will be putting them on a ranking from S to F. We will just disregard NA unless we choose otherwise. So let's start with George Washington. Just right off the bat, George Washington is going to be in the higher echelons of
Yeah.
presidents. It's pretty obvious that he's there. Of course,
hmm
he's probably one of the most well-known presidents. Him and
Yeah.
Lincoln and the more recent presidents obviously always are up
hmm
there. And father of our country, first president. Um,
Yeah,
he's got a lot
hero
of
of the
stuff.
Revolutionary War.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's got
tons
a lot
of
of stuff.
achievements. Yeah, first off, obviously, I mean, this doesn't really count in terms of like his presidency, but he was the head of the Continental Army, led us during the Revolutionary War. Um, that in itself is amazing, and then I mean, he served two terms, 1789 to 1797, and won the Electoral College unanimously both times. Um, First off, I'd like to note his independence. He was an independent. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. That's the one word I describe it. It's interesting. And just zooming out for a second, you just can see like George Washington just had the entire United States like united behind him, right? Like as you said,
Yeah,
he just won unanimously, electorally, and he set every single precedent basically. Most of the precedents that we have in the presidency, in the executive branch, are because of
yeah,
George Washington. And with his power, he could have done practically anything he wanted. He could have changed the entire shape of this country to his very whim because he was just that well respected by everyone. And he did a lot of great things. There's, some question marks around his slave holdings, which has, been brought up recently in light of, Black Lives Matter, etc.
yeah,
Just initially, though, I think he's just a very good, solid president and a very great president. There's not much debate
yeah.
surrounding.
Um, yeah, his independent status, like his ability to unify, is just like I mean, insane. I mean, but you would largely expect that from a first president, but he did that really well, and also with all the precedents he set, like are deeply important even today. The the two terms as presidency, like him leaving office after two terms, like set a precedent that wasn't broken for a few hundred years. I mean, obviously it was broken eventually by Franklin Delano Roosevelt, but it was maintained. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, Washington's definitely a higher tier. And just going into some of his other achievements, he established the
True.
first national bank of the United States,
Hmm.
established DC as the capital. He put down the Whiskey Rebellion, like which showed like the strength of the federal government.
Very true.
Yeah, I mean, also there was the Jay Treaty, which is a little more controversial, but I mean, yeah, like he had an overall pretty solid presidency.
Yeah, and of course, you can't forget his farewell address. Of course, in his farewell address, he said, don't have political parties, but it was too late. His cabinet already started forming rivalries and making
Yeah,
a,
Jefferson and Hamilton.
yeah, it's sort of interesting, nowadays we know that like extreme partisanship is one of our strongest problems inside the United States. And Washington just predicted that from, 200 plus years ago.
Hmm.
So it's very interesting. And his presidency is just so solid. I mean, it's really difficult to find something wrong with his
Yeah.
presidency. There's some, Native American controversies or some, racial controversies, but I'm gonna be honest, I think he's an S tier.
Yeah, I think he did a great job of withstanding partisanship, especially when it came to involvement in like a war between France and Britain, and like that really like divided the U.S. Um, he had like both sides within his cabinet. I mean, I think toward the end of his presidency, he like showed a bit of bias toward the Federalist Party and like Hamilton, but I think for the most part, he was pretty solid. And yeah, I think he would be in the higher tiers.
Yeah, so I mean, personally, I'm gonna put him at S. He's probably a lower S, probably someone's
Lower,
gonna pass
I,
him
I would put him at the
foreshadowing.
highest possible S tier.
Highest
I mean,
possible S?
well, I
Yeah.
mean, I don't know. Maybe when we're going over future presidents, I'll
Yeah,
change
I don't
later. But
know.
I think he's definitely an S tier.
True. He's
Yeah,
definitely an S tier. I mean, Lincoln could vie for that top spot. Just some foreshadowing. I
yeah,
don't think we're gonna see anyone else get close to this S tier like Washington and Lincoln. But yeah, Washington goes in the S tier. So thanks for watching, guys. It's a quick little video for you guys. Just presidential tier video on George Washington. So like this video down below, comment down below, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications.
yeah. Share with your friends.
All right, thanks for watching.
See ya.